Welcome to this first lecture of biochemistry, and this lecture we will discuss GPAT and other competitive examination multiple choice questions for competitive examinations. So first upon we will discuss about biochemistry. So biochemistry is a combined branch, that is biology and chemistry. Biochemistry is a branch of science that deals with study of chemical substances and chemical processes of living organism. These are the branch which deals with study of chemical processes in living organism. It deals with study of carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, nucleic acid and other biomolecules. Complete understanding of chemical processes associated with living cells. Biomolecules. Biomolecules are molecules occurring in living organism. Biomolecules, they are used for maintenance and metabolic process of living organism. Biomolecule consists of 6 elements: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. You have to remember. Biomolecule are a molecule occurring in living organism. Biomolecule have 6 elements: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. So biomolecules like protein, DNA, RNA, glycogen, lipids, amino acids, carbohydrates, proteins, lipid, nucleic acid, enzymes. So we'll discuss about, let's start to the multiple choice questions. Biomolecule is a fundamental molecule of essential for life. Carbohydrate, sugar, starches provide energy. Lipids, fats and oil energy storage. Nucleic acid, DNA, RNA, amino acid, protein. Carbohydrate, quick energy, example glucose. Lipid, long-term energy. Nucleic acid, genetic code. Amino acids, essential amino acids, non-essential amino acids. So first question, which of the following primary functions of carbohydrate in living organism? A. Provide energy. B. Structural support. C. Genetic information storage. And D. Enzyme catalysis. The question is that which of the following is the primary function of carbohydrate in living organism? So provide energy. A is the correct answer. Next, which of the following amino acid is considered as essential in human diet? Question is that which of the following amino acids is considered essential in human diet? Essential amino acid cannot be synthesized in body. Which is called essential amino acid? That amino acid cannot synthesize in body. Non-essential amino acid, they are synthesized in body. So essential amino acid, option A glycine, B glutamic acid, C valine and D alanine. Question is that not amino acid is considered essential in human diet, that is valine. C is the correct answer. You have to remember essential amino acids trick, that is PI. You have to remember this trick. P means valine, I means isoleucine, T means tryptophan, T means threonine, H means histidine, A means arginine. Lysine, P means phenylalanine and M means methionine. P means valine, I means isoleucine, T means threonine, T means tryptophan, H means histidine, A means arginine. I means isoleucine, T means phenylalanine, M means methionine. So you have to remember these tricks. Essential amino acids. Next, which of the following lipid is a major component of cell membrane? A. Triglyceride, B. Phospholipids, C. Steroids and D. Waxes. Option B. Phospholipids. Next, which of the following is not a nucleic acid? Option A. DNA, B. RNA and C. ATP. not a nucleic acid, hemoglobin. D is the correct answer. Next, which is the which term energy required to perform work in biological system? A. Activation energy. B. ATP. C. Potential energy. D. Kinetic energy. So ATP, adenine triphosphate. B is the correct answer. Next, an exogenic reaction means characterized by A. Absorption energy. B. Release of energy. C. No change in energy. D. Decrease in energy. Endothermic and exothermic. Have heard about reaction. Endothermic and exothermic. Endothermic means absorb the energy and exothermic means release the energy. So B is the answer. Release of energy. Next question, which of the following statement of endogenic? Endothermic means heat absorb. So C is the correct answer. Endothermic or endogenic means heat absorb and exothermic heat release. Next, which of the following molecule is frequently referred as energy currency? A. NADH, B. Glucose, C. ATP, D. Cyclic AMP. ATP, adenine triphosphate, is also called energy currency. Next, carbohydrate metabolism, glycolysis, pathway, energetics, and significance. Citric acid cycle, questions will ask in GPAT competitive examinations. HFB and pathway also. Gluconeogenesis, hormonal regulation of blood glucose level, diabetic mellitus. Diabetic mellitus is a chronic disorder characterized by high sugar level in blood. Carbohydrate metabolism overview. We'll discuss here. Carbohydrate metabolism or metabolism. Glycolysis. Glycolysis pathway, oxidative pathway, breakdown of glucose or glycogen to pyruvate and lactate. Glucose to pyruvate, oxidation of glucose into pyruvate. In that 10 step in this pathway, 1, 3, and 10, that is irreversible. Other are reversible steps. In that you have to remember 1, 3, and 10, that is irreversible, and others are reversible. This pathway provides energy and intermediate for other pathways. This occurs in cytosol. Next, citric acid cycle. It also called as Krebs cycle. Common oxidative pathway for carbohydrates, fats, and amino acids. Major source of NADH, FADH2, and GTP. It occurs in mitochondria. HFB shunt pathway. HFB shunt pathway, phosphogluconate pathway to provide ribose 5-phosphate for synthesis of nucleotide. It occurs in cytosol. Gluconeogenesis, generation of new glucose from non-carbohydrate source like lactate, glycerol, and amino acids. Gluconeogenesis, formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate source. Glycogenesis, formation of glycogen. And glycogenolysis, breakdown of stored glycogen in the liver and muscle into glucose 1-phosphate. You have to remember this pathway, significance, and locations. Next, which of the following is the main product of glycolysis? A. Glucose, B. Pyruvate, C. Acetyl-CoA, and D. NADH. So glucose to convert to pyruvate. So B is the correct answer. Next, which of the following is non-reducing sugar? Option A, glucose. Option B, lactose. Lactose and maltose. C, fructose, and D, sucrose. Which of the following non-reducing sugar? Option D is the correct, sucrose. Other are reducing sugars. Next, which enzyme in citric acid cycle is responsible for converting succinate to fumarate? A. Succinate dehydrogenase. B. Malate dehydrogenase. C. Isocitrate dehydrogenase. D. Citrate synthesis. A. Succinate dehydrogenase is the correct answer. Which of the following is a major function of HM-patient or hexose monophosphate pathway? A. Production of ATP. Option B. NADPH, generation of biosynthesis. Option C. Conversion of glucose to lactate. D. Conversion of glucose to acetyl-CoA. Answer B. NADPH, generation for biosynthesis. Next, which of the following enzyme glycogen storage disease? So, glycogen storage disease varies. That is option A. POM disease, B. Vanger disease, C. Cori-Forbett disease, and D. All of the above. So, this all of the above is answer. D is the correct answer. So, Vanger disease, in that glucose 6-phosphate deficiency. This question will asked in GPAT 2019. Clinical signs: hypoglycemia, POM disease, acid maltase. So I have to remember this enzyme deficiency. Next, which of the following is true about glycogen metabolism? A. Glycogen synthesis occurs in cytoplasm. B. Glycogenolysis involves breakdown of glycogen to glucose 1-phosphate. And glycogen synthesis requires NADH as a coenzyme. And D. Glycogen is the primary stored in liver only. Glycogenolysis involves breakdown of glycogen to glucose 1-phosphate. Next, which of the following is the primary function of gluconeogenesis? A. Breakdown of glycogen. B. Conversion of pyruvate to glucose. C. Breakdown of fatty acid for energy. And D. Conversion of glucose into fat. Conversion of pyruvate to glucose. Next, which of the following hormones increase blood glucose level? A. Insulin. B. Glucagon. C. Thyroxine. And D. Prolactin. So, glucagon is increased blood glucose level. B is the correct answer. Next, which enzyme catalyzes the rate limiting step of gluconeogenesis? A. Phosphofructokinase 1, glucose 6-phosphate, C. Pyruvate carboxylase, and D. hexonase kinase. C. Pyruvate carboxylase. Next, lipid metabolism, beta oxidation of saturated fatty acid, palmitic acid, formation and utilization. Let's discuss the multiple choice question. Which of the following is the first step in beta oxidation of saturated fatty acid like palmitic acid? A. Cleavage of fatty acid into the smaller unit. B. Activation of fatty acid into the acetyl-CoA. C. Conversion of fatty acid into ketone bodies. And D. Synthesis of triglyceride. So activation of fatty acid into acetyl-CoA, then acetyl-CoA to trans-phenol-CoA, hydroxy-CoA, and keto-acyl-CoA. Last acetyl-CoA plus acetyl-CoA. So B is the correct answer. Activation of fatty acid to acyl-CoA. Next, which of the following is the main energy source during prolonged starvation? A. Glucose, B. Fatty acid, C. Amino acid, and D. Ketone bodies. D is the correct answer. Next, what is the primary cause of ketoacidosis in uncontrolled diabetics? Next, which enzyme is involved in de novo synthesis for fatty acids such as palmitic acid? Next question, which of the following synthesis of function of cholesterol? Which of the following synthesis of function of cholesterol? What is the function of cholesterol? So cholesterol synthesis, it is function option A, vitamin D, option B, bile acid, and C, both A and B, option D, vitamin A. So C is the correct answer. Vitamin D and vitamin bile acid, that is synthesized cholesterol from. Which of the following disorder associated with excessive cholesterol in the blood? A. Hypercholesteremia, B. Hyperglycemia, C. Hypertension, and D. Gout. So gout is the uric acid level. Hypertension decrease the blood pressure. Hyperglycemia blood sugar level. But cholesterol, A is the correct answer. Hypercholesteremia. Next, which of the following is bad cholesterol? A. LDL, B. HDL, C. Triglyceride, and D. Proteins. So which is of the following is bad cholesterol? LDL, low density lipoproteins. HDL means high density lipoproteins, triglyceride and proteins. So LDL is the bad cholesterol. Next, phenylketonuria. Which of the following is nucleotides are composed? A. Nitrogen base, B. pentose sugar, and C. phosphate, D. all of the above. So D is the correct answer. Next, who discovered double helical structure of DNA? Who discovered double helical structure of DNA? So James Watson and Frank Crick have discovered double helical structure of DNA. Irvin Chargaff's rule have to explain that. Next, which enzyme is responsible for converting AMP adenine monophosphate to IMP inosine monophosphate in pure nucleotide metabolism? A. Amine deaminase, B. Adenosine deaminase, IMP dehydrogenase, xanthine oxidase,